Welcome to Stitchless, Circle Optics in Focus, our behind-the-scenes deep dive into the vision, technology, leadership, and integration that makes Circle Optics a pioneer in real-time panoramic imaging. I am your host, Jennifer Sertle, VP of Marketing. This special feature of 360 Pulse podcast takes you into the heart of what we are doing, pushing the boundaries of imaging technology and redefining what is possible. In this 4-part series, we explore the why behind our process. Episode 1, Vision, led by our CEO, Zach Niazi. This episode lays the foundation for our mission and the problems we are solving. Our Chief Operating Officer, Ian Geiger, will also be part of Episode 1, Vision. And with that, welcome to the program, my boss.
Thank you for having me, Jen.
Zach, this is fantastic. You know, not everyone has heard the story of Circle Optics, and I really am interested in share everybody. And it's so exciting that we have this on video because most of our programming is on audio.
Yep.
So what is Circle Optics' vision for panoramic imaging, long view, and 2025?
Yeah, I would say that long term, I believe that there's going to come a point where every camera across various industries, from security surveillance to robotics, immersive media, every camera product one day is going to have the option to be panoramic. And that means having a wide field of view, not just a limited field of view like you have today and like we've had for the last couple centuries in a lot of ways. But anyone who wants the opportunity to open that field of view up is going to have the option to do so. And that's traditionally been limited by several factors that we'll get into later in the program. But, overall, my vision for 2025 is, the work that the team at Circle Optics is doing is, so critical to paving this way. We've got almost 20 people who are incredibly bright, talented, based here in Rochester, New York, and experts at imaging technology, and really trying to bring several products into the marketplace for our DoD customers, government customers, and we're going to progress that work later in the year.
So one of my jobs as VP of Marketing is to make sure that we have a lot of reach. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to hopefully have people listen to us that are not actually in camera production or immersive training. And so can you please explain why does panoramic imaging matter, and how does it differ from other imaging?
Yeah, for sure. Great question. So traditionally, a camera has a specific field of view where it sees part of the world, but not the entire world. Right, it's seeing a narrow portion of the overall field of view. Why it's important that cameras become panoramic over time is field of view fundamentally is kind of constrained on a variety of applications. It's a limitation. So whether you're talking about robotic vision or surveillance, I'll use those two as examples. A robot wants to see the entire world, right? They don't want to necessarily be limited to, I can only see like this specific vector, this specific part of the overall world. If they can see the entire world, they can make more rich decisions about how are they going to work, how are they going to navigate. So as you move to the future of autonomy, it's so critical that you start to open up those fields of view for not just situational awareness with the limited field of view, but situational consciousness, as some of our TPOCs and NASA call it. And but this pervades every industry. When you fundamentally think about it, when you take out your iPhone or smartphone camera and you're capturing pictures, the number of times that people move to capture a scene from different vantage points or different directions to really make sure that they caught what that moment was like. What those people are trying to do, they're trying to share an experience. They don't care about the camera, the photos that they're taking. They take multiple pictures because they want to remember that moment as best as they can. And we're going to get to a point one day where cameras don't have these limitations in field of view. So rather than having to move your smartphone around and take a bunch of pictures pointing in different directions, you could just take a single picture, a single video, and really start to share, not just what the moment looked like, but jump into the actual experience itself as you open up that field of view.
That's so exciting. And I think we've been talking about like the epic, like how do we talk about an experience photography? Yeah. Very, very different. Can you just talk very briefly before we go to Ian, our Chief Operating Officer, what industries do you think will be transformed by this technology?
Yeah, fundamentally, I think that over time, every industry that uses camera technology will be impacted in some way. Because if you tell a security provider that, suddenly you don't have to stick 20 different cameras over, on top of walls to be able to protect a site, and you can just stick fewer cameras, everyone's going to want to do that. If you tell people that the smartphones in your pocket are going to be able to capture double the field of view they do today, I don't think anyone would complain. So over time, I believe that this is going to impact every industry where a camera product is based. By having the option to be wider field of view, I think that all of our experiences are going to be much richer overall. Where we're going in the short term is we're focused primarily on defense applications, government applications, and aerospace, where there are pressing needs today for better cameras for things like flight safety. So as we start to move into the national airspace and drones become things that are going to hopefully deliver our packages over the next few years, and these services take off, we need better ways for these drones to operate and be safer in the environment. And so we're seeing a lot of pull from government entities to create vision products that have these wider fields of view so that safety can become a thing. Situational awareness products within the DoD, and having better eyes and better vision about what's going on around a soldier at any given point in time. If they can have 360 vision that basically protects them on the battlefield, our troops are going to be safer. Fundamentally, they're going to have an ability to detect any types of weapons, vehicles, things like that, all around them simultaneously. So this is where I think that the technology is going in the short term is government applications, making our borders, troops more safe and secure, as well as our aerospace. But long term, I think that this is going to be in every commercial product one day.
Wow, it's amazing. And I joined the team because of your vision, and you're an excellent visionary, but every vision needs execution. And I think this is the point where I want to bring our Chief Operating Officer, Ian Gogger. Welcome to the program, Ian. I wanted to ask you, how is Circle Optics positioned to lead the transformation that Zach just took us through?
Yeah, I think it's our resources that really help us kind of set apart from other camera companies. We really do have, and I know this is kind of cliche and it's said by a lot of people, but a world-class team of optics and imaging experts. Additionally, I think being located in Rochester gives us a leg up. This city has this history of camera and imaging companies, and it still has so many resources from vendors and funding apparatus for those types of companies in that industry. It really gives us a leg up over people trying to get camera companies going in other locations.
So what challenges must be overcome to achieve this vision?
I think one of the biggest things that we have on the horizon here is lowering the cost. And, traditionally you'd look overseas to lower costs. Obviously, there's a lot of changes happening now with, things coming in from overseas. So it's about using what resources we have available to lower costs domestically, especially, as we have governmental clients here. So it's new manufacturing technologies, and things of that sort. They're going to help us lower the cost of this technology over time.
That's wonderful. How does the vision guide the product and development and strategy? And I'd love you to talk a little bit about Synergy Week and how you brought the team together to try and get this alignment together.
Yeah, from like a strategy standpoint, I think we're really focused on the most critical markets, the ones where we bring the most value and have the largest impact. That is why we're doing a lot with defense right now and aerospace. Critically important, infrastructure and things like that. Circle Synergy Week is a fun thing this week. I think every year this has evolved a little bit more and more, just from coming together and having an annual update meeting with our staff to, kind of going into an all-day event to now a full week-long thing of, we have our annual meeting, but then we have a number of touch points throughout the week. And, we review what we did the previous year and have set goals and targets for upcoming year, how we want to work together, how we're going to improve our systems, and then trying to have a little bit of fun on top of it. So tonight we have an Amerx game. Yesterday we had our annual what's called a post-holiday party. And we've had a couple other fun events throughout the week too.
That's amazing. So thank you for listening. This has been a very special edition of 360 Pulse podcast. We are calling it Stitchless, Circle Optics in Focus. Please find us, www.circleoptics.com. Look for us on YouTube. Look for us on LinkedIn. And please subscribe to 360 Pulse. And I can't wait to tell you what else is going on as we go into episode 2.